Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. You can attempt the quiz in this app and you can read detailed explanation. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. We have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. The content on this Civils Academy channel is for state PCS examinations and for UPSC examinations. Now, let's start. Swabhlambhan Sashakt Mega Campaign has been launched by the Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs of India, and which entity? So this entity is SIDBI. SIDBI, in association with COWE, has launched this Swabhlambhan Sashakt Mega Campaign. What is SIDBI? It is Small Industries Development Bank of India. So this campaign has been launched to promote the Stand Up India scheme. Under Stand Up India scheme, the loan is provided to set up new enterprise. And this loan is provided to at least one SC or ST borrower and at least one woman borrower. Now, SIDBI is Small Industries Development Bank of India. It is the implementation authority for PM Swanidhi scheme. PM Swanidhi scheme is a scheme for street vendors, and it is a scheme by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Now, what is this Stand Up India scheme? So there are two common schemes. One is Stand Up India and another is Startup India. The Startup India is a scheme by Commerce Ministry. The Stand Up India is a scheme by DFS, that is Department of Financial Services, and it is under Finance Ministry. Now recently, this Startup India was in news because Commerce Ministry organized Prarambh Summit, and this summit was organized on the occasion of completion of 5 years of this Startup India scheme, and the Startup India scheme was launched in 2016. Recently, this PM Swanidhi scheme was also in news as Housing Affairs Ministry collaborated with Zomato to provide support to the street vendors as a part of the scheme. Apart from that, the scheme was also in news because as per the recent data of January 2021, Uttar Pradesh is on top position in terms of loans given under this scheme. Now, this Prarambh Summit was also in news because recently, in 945 crore rupees seed fund for startups has been announced. So from one question, you have covered at least 10 potential questions. Where is the Brahmaputra Valley Fertilizers Corporation Limited? So it is in Assam. Previously, it was named as Namru Fertilizer Complex. It is situated on the bank of Dili River in Assam. Recently, it was in news because CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, approved the proposal of Department of Fertilizers for a aid of 100 crore rupees to this BVFCL so that it can continue its operations for its urea manufacturing. Now, first thing first, who is the head of the CCEA? That is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So this committee is headed by Prime Minister. And this Brahmaputra Valley Fertilizer Corporation Limited is in Assam. Recently, Assam was also in news because of Assam Mala program. So it is an initiative to promote the infrastructure development in the state of Assam, and the focus is on road infrastructure. Assam was also in news because of Mandarin ducks. So these ducks were spotted in Assam for the first time in 118 years. Usually these ducks are found in East Asia. Assam was also in news as India's first multimodal logistic park is going to be in Jogighopa in Assam. The RBI restricts withdrawal from the bank under the provisions of which act? So RBI is the regulator of banking sector in our country. RBI stands for Reserve Bank of India, and it can impose restrictions on the withdrawals from specific banks, and this is being done as per the provisions of Banking Regulation Act of 1949. So why this entire issue was in news? Because recently RBI imposed restrictions on withdrawals from Independence Cooperative Bank Limited, and it is situated in Nasik. Nasik is in Maharashtra. So why this was done? This was done because of the present liquidity position of the bank. RBI is our banking sector regulator. It was recently in news because of DSIB. So DSIB stands for Domestic Systemically Important Banks. So these banks are vital for our economy. And these are three banks. These are HDFC, ICICI and SBI. So these three banks are DSIB. FAME India scheme is associated with which sector? So it is related to electric vehicle. Actually, FAME stands for faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles in India. First thing first, which is the nodal ministry for this scheme? So, The nodal ministry for this scheme is Ministry of Heavy Industry. Objective is to promote electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles means what? Hybrid vehicles means those who are running on your current fuel system, that is on petrol or diesel or gas, and they can run on electric concept also. That means they can run with the help of battery as well. So this will have combination of both. Now recently, Delhi government announced a policy for the promotion of electric vehicles, and the name of this policy is Switch Delhi. So recently this FAME scheme was in news because the phase 2 of FAME scheme is implemented with a total budgetary allocation of 10,000 crore rupees. And as per this scheme, subsidies will be provided for the promotion of electric vehicles. Now in this context, that means in the context of transportation and clean transportation, few other initiatives were in news. One is green tax, another is vehicle scrappage policy. Now, if you are preparing for an examination where you will have to write subjective answers, so please try to write answers of these two topics. Explain in 30 words what is green tax, what are its objectives. Similarly, explain the key features of this vehicle scrappage policy in 30 words. As per recent study, the tap water assess in which state is a predictor of dengue infection risk. So this is about New Delhi. Recently, a study was published in PLOS Neglected Tropical Disease Journal. And as per that, the tap water assess in the densely populated areas of Delhi is a strong predictor of dengue contraction risk. So a survey was conducted, and as per that survey, it was found that the houses, those who are having access to tap water, were associated with a higher risk of virus exposure. Now, what is the meaning of this term? Neglected tropical disease. So these are diseases which are found in the tropical countries, and usually these diseases are neglected. Why so? Because these tropical countries are not that much rich. So the people in these countries do not have much money, and therefore the pharma companies are not willing to invest their money to discover the medicine for these diseases, because even if they discover, the people are not going to buy. Why so? Because they do not have this much money. So these are neglected diseases which are found in not so rich countries. And to spread awareness about these neglected tropical diseases, World Neglected Tropical Disease Day is observed on 30th of January. The first such day was celebrated in 2020. Which organization, in association with the European Union, is launching 40 million euro COVID-19 vaccine program for its 6 former Soviet republics. So this has been done by European Union in association with World Health Organization. So this is a COVID vaccine program for 6 former Soviet republics, and these 6 countries are Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Ukraine and Moldova. So European Union in association with World Health Organization is going to provide vaccines to these countries. Recently, WHO was in news because Dr. Harshvardhan presided over the executive board of WHO. Recently, WHO was also in news because USA decided to rejoin WHO. Apart from that, it was also in news because of COVAX facility. So COVAX is an alliance to make sure that the vaccine is provided to the poor and least developed countries. And in this alliance, 3 major partners are WHO, that is World Health Organization, Gavi, that is Global Vaccine Alliance, and CEPI, that is Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. Recently, USA was also in news as it announced that it is going to join Paris Climate Deal. It was also in news as it announced that it is going to join UNHCR, that is Human Rights Council. This Paris Climate Deal was signed during COP21. COP stands for Conference of Parties. This was Conference of Parties number 21. The COP25, that is Conference of Parties number 25, held in Spain in Madrid under the presidency of Chile government. COP26 is going to be in Glasgow and it is in UK. UK is going to be the host of G7 summit this year. Which organization is to supply the super rapid gun mounts for Indian Navy? So BHEL is going to supply the super rapid gun mounts for Indian Navy. What is BHEL? It is Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So it is a public sector entity and the headquarters of BHEL is in New Delhi. So it is going to provide these super rapid gun mounts and these are going to be for Indian Navy. Recently, Indian Navy was in news because of Tropex. So Tropex 21 was in news. What is Tropex? It is a largest exercise by Indian Navy. and this was organized in Indian Ocean region. Recently, Indian Navy was also in news because HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, delivered Mk3 advanced light helicopters to Indian Navy. HAL was also in news because of Tejas. Tejas is LCA, that is Light Combat Aircraft, and it is from HAL. Which state or union territory has associated with the UK-based space agency for flood forecasting? So, Uttar Pradesh has collaborated with UK-based space agency for flood forecasting. So, Jammu and Kashmir has collaborated with UK-based space agency for flood forecasting. And the name of this program is National Space Innovation Program. So, a question can be asked that National Space Innovation Program is associated to which field or associated to which country? So, it is a joint effort of Government of Jammu and Kashmir, Oxford University and SPL and D-Orbit. Objective is to predict the flood risk. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir was also in news because of Ayushman Sehat Yojana. It intends to provide health benefits to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, a similar scheme was also in news, and it is Ayushman CAPF. CAPF stands for Central Armed Police Forces. So, this is an initiative of Ministry of Home Affairs, and MHA collaborated with National Health Authority for this scheme. As per the recent government release, which state suffered the highest crop loss due to floods in 2019? So, this is Madhya Pradesh. So, in 2019, this was worst hit state in terms of crop loss because of floods. Recently, Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of Jal Abhishekam initiative. The state was also in news because of Police Museum on Chambal Dacoits. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news events. So first is Meri Saheli initiative. It is an initiative by Indian Railways to provide safety to the women passengers. Next is Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav. So it is an initiative of Ministry of Culture. And this time West Bengal is the host of this initiative. So two important points. Host state is West Bengal and nodal ministry is Ministry of Culture. And this is going to be 11th edition of this Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav. So it intends to show the rich cultural heritage of our country. Next is NetWire. So it is a malware. Malware stands for malicious software. Next is Baba. So it is a missile which was successfully tested by Pakistan. Next is HP India. So recently HP India collaborated with NSDC, that is National Skill Development Corporation, to provide the skills to the students. Next is Year of Ox. So this year, that means 2021, is celebrated as Year of Ox as per Chinese zodiac. Next is Steven Spielberg. So recently, Steven Spielberg was selected for 2021 Genesis Prize of Israel, and Steven Spielberg is from USA. This award was given to him for his contribution to the world of cinema and his philanthropic work. So usually this award is given for the personal and professional achievements. This time it was given to Steven Spielberg, who is from USA. Award is related to Israel. Name of award is Genesis Prize. Next is e-dealer scheme. So for this scheme, Punjab National Bank, that is PNB, collaborated with Indian Oil Corporation. So under this agreement, Punjab National Bank is going to provide credit facilities to the dealers of Indian Oil Corporation. Next is International Criminal Court. So this is a Hague-based court and it is based on Rome Statute. India is not a party to this agreement. Now recently it was in news because ICC, that is International Criminal Court, elected Karim Khan as new prosecutor, and Karim Khan is from Britain. There is one more ICC, it is International Cricket Council. The headquarters of this council is in Dubai. Dubai is in UAE. Recently UAE was in news because of its Hope probe. Hope probe is its mission on Mars. One more mission was in news and it is Tianwen-1. Answer in comment box, this Tianwen-1 is the mission on Mars of which country? Next is BBC World News. So, China banned this BBC World News from broadcasting. Actually, 1 week ago, British media regulator put limitations on CGTN in UK. What is CGTN? It is China Global Television Network. So, first, Britishers banned this China-based television network, and in retaliation, now China has banned this BBC World News. Last is related to IIT Delhi. So, for the underwater domain of Naval Electronic System, IIT Delhi has collaborated with Indian Navy. So, that was all for the day. Thank you.